Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been paying attention lately, there's a real threat of rising electric prices across the country. Forecasts show that by 2030, electricity demand could increase by 25%. And in some markets, the cost may climb as high as much as 40%. That means that the calculations you're making today about solar savings may look small compared to what they'll be just a few years from now. So what seems like a break even in 7 or 8 years today may shrink down to 3 or 4 years once rates jump. On top of that, you've probably heard about the 30% federal solar tax credit incentive that's scheduled to expire at the end of this year. You combine those two realities, rising utility costs and a disappearing tax credit, and right now might be the best possible time to get into DIY solar and lock in the savings. To make it even better, Signature Solar is running a flash sale on inverters, batteries, and solar panels. That got me to thinking, how affordably today could someone build a reliable DIY solar system if they took advantage of the sales prices, my $50 off discount code, and the 30% tax credit? Well, I've run the numbers, and I'm going to show you 2 complete solar systems that you can buy today that will qualify for the tax credit and will dramatically cut your electric bill. Now, before we get into the systems, let's clear up the tax credit. I'm not a CPA, but here's how I understand it. If you paid federal income tax this year, you can claim a tax credit up to 30% of your total solar system cost, as long as that doesn't exceed what you paid in taxes. And if your tax bill is smaller than the credit, you might be able to carry the balance forward into future years. As always, check with your tax advisor, but for most folks, this is a significant savings opportunity, and it's going away at the end of this year. That's 3 months. To give you a realistic example, let's use my home as the benchmark. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, about 1,950 square feet. We run air conditioning and electric heating, and while we have appliances like the stove, dryer, and water heater that run on propane, everything else runs on electricity in the house. Before solar, our electricity usage averaged somewhere around 1,000 to 1,200 kilowatts per month. That's pretty typical load for many American households. So you can easily scale the numbers up or down depending upon your situation. Today, with all the advances in technology, it's possible to piece together a solar system really cheaply. But for this video, I'm going to focus on high quality equipment, gear with UL certifications, US tech support, and safety features that will pass inspections in most areas. I've put together 2 great options. One is a hybrid solar system that can power your home, and if you choose, sell electricity back to the grid. The second is an off-grid system that doesn't sell electricity back, but it gives you complete independence and incredible expandability. So let's look at each system. First up, the hybrid system. This system uses the Solis S6 7.5 kilowatt hybrid inverter paired with a 16 kilowatt hour LG high voltage battery. Now, high voltage systems are the future of DIY solar. Compared to older 48 volt systems, they're far more efficient and less energy is lost during conversion, meaning that more power from your panels gets into your house to power your lights, appliances, and AC. And if your utility company allows it, this inverter lets you export excess electricity back to the grid. But if selling back isn't an option in your area, that's fine. The system works fine without it. Now for the solar panels. Signature Solar currently has pallets of URE Peach 390 watt solar panels for under 25 cents a watt. That's almost unheard of in today's market. I paired this inverter and battery with 30 of those panels, giving you a system with 11.7 kilowatts of peak solar power. To mount those panels, I included the Snap-in Rack top speed roof mounts, which work for most composite shingle roofs. I've also added wiring, a toolkit, a grid power tap, and an IMO PV disconnect switch. Now, depending upon your local codes, you may need a few more extras, but this kit gives you a solid foundation to start your solar system. Now, the second system, an off-grid setup. Now, let's talk about my favorite off-grid system. This one uses the EG4 6000 XP inverter paired with the EG4 14.3 kilowatt wall mount battery. I love this combo because it's powerful, super easy to install, and it's incredibly durable. I've been running the 6000 XP in my own home for 2 years straight, and it hadn't skipped a beat. One unit has powered my 3-bedroom home, including 3-ton air conditioner, without issue. It's a beast. While technically it's off-grid, it does offer grid pass-through with up to 50 amps. So that means you can take your grid power and run it through the inverter to help charge your batteries or to give you extra power if you need it when the solar isn't generating enough. What it doesn't do is sell power back to the grid. But honestly, many utilities are paying pennies for excess solar power these days, and I'd rather keep that power myself and put it to use. Like the hybrid system, I paired this with a pallet of those URE Peach panels. Now for mounting, you can go with the Snap and Rack roof mounts, or you could upgrade it to an IntegraRack 30-degree ground mount system if you want to do that. Now the ground mount system is going to cost you a little bit more money, but they're easier to install and maintain since you don't have to climb up on the roof. So how much will these solar systems save you? Either system can offset easily 80 to 95% of a typical home's grid use. That means cutting your electric bill down to just a few dollars a month, or even eliminating it completely. Now, depending on your home, the age, the wiring, you may need a sub-panel or an interlock kit, but those are minor additions compared to the overall savings of installing a DIY solar system. Best thing to do, check with your electrician, have them look at your home and your wiring, and help them design you the right wiring for this solar system. So what's the bottom line? Well, with Signature Solar's prices today, and my discount code 2steps50 off, and assuming you can get the 30% federal tax credit, your net cost for either system comes in at under $6,400. Now that's before sales tax and shipping, which is going to be different depending on where you live or if you pick them up at Signature Solar. But compare that to waiting until after the sale ends and the tax credit expires. At that point, the same system's easily going to cost you $10,000 or more. So that's a huge difference. So now you can see why I'm excited about this moment. These systems can reduce or eliminate your electric bill for decades, pay for themselves in just a few years, and shield you from all of the rising utility costs we're likely to be facing. Well, what about a generator? Well, when we built our home, we knew the grid power was unreliable. At first, we thought about installing a whole home generator. But we found that even the DIY cost for a generator system was going to run us like $5,200 to $7,500. And with a generator, that's money you keep spending on fuel and maintenance forever. There's zero energy or cost savings there. Solar, on the other hand, provides power every day without constant refueling. It offsets utility grid electric costs, which we can't control. For us, it was a no-brainer. And it might be for you too. Hey, we save a ton of money with our DIY solar system. But beyond the savings, we love the peace of mind. We know our lights will stay on during storms, and we don't have to stress out every time our utility announces another rate hike. Hey, I'm Michael, and here at Terre Hill Farm, we're living 2 steps from off-grid. Thanks to DIY Solar, we're now closer than ever to 0 steps and total energy independence. We'd love for you to join on this journey with us. If you found this video helpful, please hit that subscribe button and join our community. Together we can take control of our power, our bills, and our future. Hey, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.